Frederick Douglass. Mr. President, I came here as I come always to the meetings in New England as a listener and not as a speaker. And one of the reasons why I have not been more frequently to the meetings of this society has been because of the disposition on the part of some of my friends to call me out on the platform, even when they knew that there was some difference of opinion and of feeling between those who rightfully belong to this platform and myself, and for fear of being misconstrued as desiring to interrupt or disturb the proceedings of this meeting. I have usually kept away and have thus been deprived of the educating influence, which I am always free to confess is of the highest order, descending from this platform. I have felt since I have lived out west that in going there I parted from a great deal that was valuable. And I feel every time I come to these meetings that I have lost a great deal by making my home west of Boston, west of Massachusetts. For if anywhere in the country there is to be found the highest sense of justice or the truest demands for my race, I look for it in the East. I look for it here. The ablest discussions of the whole question of our rights occurs here. And to be deprived of the privilege of listening to those discussions is a great deprivation. I do not know from what has been said that there is any difference of opinion as to the duty of abolitionists at this present moment. How can we get up any difference? How can we get up any difference at this point or at any point where we are so united, so agreed? I went especially, however, with that word of Mr. Phillips, which is the criticism of General Banks and General Banks's policy. I hold that that policy is our chief danger at the present moment, and that it practically enslaves the Negro and makes the Proclamation of 1863 a mockery and delusion. What is freedom? It is the right to choose one's own employment. Certainly, it means that if it means anything, certainly it means that. And when any individual or combination of individuals undertakes to decide for any man when he shall work. What? I was reading.
What did this lady do?
They all do it.
What was this lady?
They all do it. That I understand General Banks to do, to determine for the so-called that he is a slave. That would be any man when it undertakes to decide for any man when he shall work, where he shall work, and at what he shall work, and for what he shall work, he or they practically reduces him to slavery. He is a slave. That I understand General Banks to do, to determine for the so-called freedman when and where and at what and for how much he shall work, when he shall be punished, and by whom punished. It is absolute slavery. It defeats the beneficial intentions of the government. if it has beneficent intentions in regard to the freedom of our people, I've had but one idea for the last 3 years to present to the American people, and the phraseology in which I clothe it is the old abolition phraseology.